So let the airplane start moving. Now, you can add as much rudder as you want, until it stops. See how tight this airplane can turn? Yeah. There you go. Now we'll release it here.
I need to get some rudder pedals to get used to this.
Need to get some what?
Rudder pedals for the sim. Alright, let's see here. Alright, normal takeoff. 60, we rotate. If I had a passenger here today, the funny joke I would say, okay, wait.
Well, let's concentrate on flying here. Heels on the ground, heels on the ground, not on the brakes. See, now we're accelerating properly.
I was like, okay, I'll stop. We are, and 60, there we go. Alright, let's rotate for 80.
Traffic pipeline 39 golf, 3 out to the north, inbound landing, 26.
Now when you're flying an airplane and when you're going through the critical phases of the flight, like takeoff, landing, approaches, climbs, and descents.
I have to shut up.
Traffic 7 Papa Whiskey, we're 6 miles east and down 26, looking for the pipeline.
No, you don't have to shut up, but just...
Pipeline 39 golf, entering crossroads, slow down 26.
Just have
There's
main attention.
No, the airplane should have your main attention, and what the professionals call it is called a sterile cockpit. Have you heard that term before?
Sterile cockpit?
Yep.
Well,
That means that
double check it. It's now 2014. And I'm leveling out at 16,000.
Okay.
River 7, pipeline 39 golf, close in left, downwind 26.
There you go, reduce the power just a little bit. A sterile cockpit means that basically all conversation is kept to a minimum, except for pertinent things like doing checklists and radio communications. So, like telling jokes on stuff on takeoff is probably not a good idea, because it distracts you from the flying, so...
Looks like we got a good cross one.
Yep, we can go ahead and let's climb up to 2,500 here.
Oh, okay. Wait, 2,500?
Yep. 2,500 feet, please.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Traffic pipeline 3.
what about the O'Hare airspace now?
We're outside of the O'Hare ring here. Farrington Road back there is the base of that, of the Bravo is 1,900, so now we're in the 3,000 foot ring here.
Alright.
Yeah, there's nice open fields all around it. There aren't any obstacles on the ground, not that we know about or nothing that I can see.
Have you ever been in an emergency, like a real one that's simulated?
Oh yeah, a couple times. That's why we practice them.
Well, of course. Okay. This is starting to make me a little bit frustrated. But, alright. Let's start turning. And 3, 2...
Not quite yet. There we go. Now I start turning here just a little bit. Good. Remember, we're constantly adjusting the bank of the turn so that we can maintain an equal distance around this point. Good. So we're getting a little bit too close to the point, so we'll level out the bank, get a little further away. Good.
I did many of this on a simulator. I also had a lot of practice with this because I was obsessed with the C-130 in Call of Duty. So I tried doing that, and let me just tell you, the first time I was shocked adjustments I have to make. And this is the sharp part. And I'm starting to feel that G. You feel it too? A little bit. And we exiting out.
Yeah, why don't we do one more turn around it here?
I have to kind of screw that one a little bit. Okay, I'm good. There we go. It looks like a roller coaster ride right now.
Yeah, so why don't we level out the turn just a little bit there, good. Okay, then we can reduce that power back off it just a little bit.
Power of the left hand, baby. Here comes the sharp, sharp, sharp.
Oh, we don't need to turn it that much, so there we go.
And that's fun.
Alright. Okay, so why don't we head out to the west a little bit more here, so we'll head out further west here, and let's find a rectangle, and I'll demonstrate a rectangular course around it.
Alright, so let's find this place.
So a rectangle could be really anything here. This road to our left here would be a good spot, but there's a tower there, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Do you want to take the airplane yet?
no, I'll let you keep flying it here for a few more minutes. We're going to try to download here.
Okay, 0610 about 5 to the southeast, inbound landing. Sounds good.
Okay, so basically right now we're about a quarter to half mile away from this main road down here that parallels that train track over there, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so right now if I were just to fly straight here, the wind is going to push us to the right, so we need to crab a little bit into the left here. Just a little bit, depending on how strong the wind is. And you see this kind of like line of trees up here that, goes from this road to that railroad track. Yeah, so we'll use that there as our next point. So
Before the water tower or after?
before, so this teeny tiny one right here.
Yep, that's it.
And so we want to start our turn and time our turn so that we'll start it now here so that we roll out about a quarter to half mile away from our point here. So there we go, and then you see this little line of trees down here below us. Yep. So now we're heading into the wind here.
So we're going to have to do a sharp.
Yep, so, we're heading into the wind, so we have a slow ground speed. Look at our ground speed right here on our GPS, 80.5, 81.5, so that's pretty slow. So now I'm going to start my turn again. Nice, gentle little turn here. And then we'll parallel this railroad track here. And now, since the wind is coming from the south, we got to turn a little bit right into the wind. So we maintain that equal distance away. So why don't you go ahead and take the controls here?
The controls.
So this maneuver is pretty simple here. It's like flying the pattern here, so we don't want to turn any more to the left here. So you see this road coming up down here?
Yep.
So why don't you go ahead and start a nice little turn here?
Before those big trees.
Yep. Yeah, so the road we're passing over right now.
That is calm.
Yeah. Yeah, this maneuver is not too difficult. But now here we have a tailwind. See our ground speed's 116 knots. So we're just going to level out real fast here. Good, and then we'll start our turn into the next one. This one has to be a little bit steeper because we have a tailwind.
Summary traffic stack 80670 about 2 mile. Final runway 29 Shepherd.
Boom. And now remember we're going to have to turn a little bit into the wind, a little bit towards the south. That's good right there. We'll just roll right into that crab. Good, real nice.
Thank you. This is what about 5-6 years of flight sim experience will do to you.
All the while we want to maintain our altitude about plus or minus 100 feet or so. coming up on that small little tree line there, so we'll start our turn in just a few seconds. Good, we'll start it now and just time it so that we end up about a quarter to half mile away from that tree line. Good. We'll do a nice gentle turn here because we have a slow ground speed while we do 76 knots.
Whoa! I've seen that before. I think I found my point, so I'm going to wait a little.
Yeah, why don't we go to the right here, because it's nice and clear out to the right here, rather than we have a town and towers and stuff to the left, right?
Yeah. So let's deepen up a little. Let's pick that barn.
Okay. And so we'll continue to turn around it here so that we cross the road, wings level, and perpendicular, so we'll keep this right turn coming here. So then we'll level the wings here, and why don't we look for a point off to our left side, like that intersection there, where we can do a nice turn around the point there.
When are we going to do elementary 8?
Elementary 8?
Well, like, but, yeah, figure 8 around the road.
Oh, you mean like 8s on pylons?
Yeah.
That is a commercial maneuver. That's not something that you need to know how to do for the private pilot. That's something you'll learn when you do your commercial training.
Oh, so learning more is a bad thing?
I never said that.
Maybe I'll spend some extra money to learn that.
Or you could just save that money for the instrument and commercial training when you'll learn it.
True. Do you also teach commercial?
I do. Alright, so we're crossing over the road here, wings are level, and why don't we look for a point off the right side here to do a turnaround? Just anything, maybe that house down there?
I see. Yeah, let's do that house.
Okay. Yeah, I do private, instrument, commercial, CFI, I do it all.
Oh, you do it all. So commercial means just able to get paid, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot more maneuvers involved in the commercial training, and there's the flight training itself is a lot more in-depth. Good, and then we'll pick a point off our left side here.
Semi-intersection.
Okay, so the little T intersection there.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do a turn around that, and then after that we'll head back to Schaumburg here. Let's see how we're doing on time.
How long? We did schedule until 12:30, right?
Yeah.
Wait, if we're student cancel 12:30, so if we have something extra to do, we can take advantage.
Yep.
So no need to rush.
No, but it is 12 o'clock right now, so by the time we get back. Alright, good. Good, very nice. And why don't we head back to the west here, or east here, and we'll make our way back to Schaumburg, so why don't we get a left turn to the east. You see your heading indicators preset there again.
I'm just going to use this, and then until I level out, I'm going to fix it.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Stay half a mile, but if you want a bit more room, I'll stay a little bit further.
Well, we want to enter the downwind at a half mile, so we're going to have to go a little bit to more like a mile away, so as we turn right, it'll be...
Alright, then that makes sense.
Remember traffic, Falcon 190 whiskey departing air to the east.
So that would be right traffic, so we're going to be on the right traffic.
Well, we're going to make a right turn, but the turns in the pattern are going to be a left turn.
Well, we're departing 1-1. We're landing from the right side. The downwind's on our right.
Yes, the downwind is on our right now, but if it's determined, the traffic pattern is determined by the turns, whether you're making left or right turns in the pattern, so...
So they don't determine if it's right or left, or if you're runway,
yeah,
but
with your turns, that's correct. So why don't we go just a little bit more to the left here?
That completely makes everything more confusing, but okay. Look at that.
But
I see runway a little.
yeah. Okay, so instead of making a right turn enter on the downwind, we're going to be pretty close to the runway. So why don't we make a left turn instead, since we didn't... let's make a left turn here. We'll just make a left 180.
Alright, so we're going to be pretty far, so we're going to have a long base. So... yeah. So, see this mark right here?
Yep.
That helps me indicate 45.
But we don't want to really turn more than about 30 degrees in the pattern. We don't want... So...
yeah, but we're kind of far away though. So...
yep, so we'll just enter on... enter the downwind here. So we're... a little bit far away, but that's okay. So we'll just have a little bit longer of a base. Yep. Now if we come up to the north further, like I was telling you to do, then we would have been able just to make a right turn and been nice and close here. So... why don't you make a call that we're on a left downwind for runway 11?
Sorry, Sky 529 Echoes on left down runway 11 for shower traffic. Alright, they want me to set base?
Yeah, we can start the base.
20 degrees, 1500.
Well, we're pretty far away from the runway, right? So if we keep the power setting... if we reduce the power by that much, then we're going to end up being really low on final, right?
Yeah, so I'll just keep it in the between.
Yep, so we'll just keep a nice little descent here like we're doing. Remember our final approach speed that we want?
Yeah, I remember. So, pitch 4.
Yep, so we want that on final, not on the base. So we'll,
80, so I'm gonna already decrease, because we're already on normal, so... come on, where's that 70? Come on.
well, we need to pitch up to get to our 70 knots, right? So why don't we turn final, or...
Just, yeah, 1 sec.
So we're going to need a little bit of extra power in here, so we're going to be going up a little bit.
Extra power? Sure.
Yep, so pitch that nose up just a little bit to get to 65, so trim it up a little bit actually. Remember, trim helps you out. Keep trimming it up. There you go. That's good. So see how that trim helps you keep a constant airspeed there?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so keep this center line here all the way down.
Good thing we have a medium runway. Thank goodness. Alright, I'm not gonna go main yet, but I have an idea about it for...
Alright, bring that power back to idle here. Oh, let's bring that nose up.
Wait, come on. I practiced. This is 2 hours of practice after curfew, my friend. 2 hours of practice after curfew.
Now, let's get off the runway here and we'll talk about it.
Alright, I should have made a video call, but since I was too distracted, my bad. So, touchdown was good. The approach was completely crap, but that's what we learned.
Okay, so what else can you tell me about your approach and landing?
Speed was too fast.
Your speed was good. On final approach.
Final approach, yes, but the other legs? Oh, yeah.
Yep, so use that trim constantly for your flying.
Alright, Shammer traffic, 99 kilos, supporting runway 11, Shammer traffic. Alright, let's do this. Alright, we're doing it, you said short field? Yep. Alright. So I'm going to take the runway, do myself, thank you with the brakes. Alright, full brakes, 10 degrees of flaps, 55, recognize range of total, let's do this. And let's go.
Alright, well, we're a 100-foot obstacle, or 50-foot obstacle, so there we go. Take your time, take a deep breath here. You're rushing it a little bit, so... And remember, we transition over the railroad tracks here.
Traffic up at 4040 to the back, 4 miles to the field 3000 climbing, maneuvering, and all that.
Don't forget the carpet. There you go. So now we're at 80 knots here, good. So we'll trim that nose up probably just a little bit more. Good. See, this is a lot better now. Now we're descending at a normal descent rate at our 80 knots. Good. Okay. No. Let's turn base here. Schaumburg traffic, Cessna 5399 kilos, turning left base runway 11, Schaumburg. Okay, we'll leave the power where it's at. And when we're leveled off on our base, that's when we'll add 20 degrees of flaps. So go ahead and add 20 degrees. And now what airspeed do we want to be at?
70.
Good. See how much cleaner and nicer this pattern is here?
Yeah, it's just the way we entered it that screwed me up.
Alright, and then we'll enter on final here. And we're coming up a little bit low here, so why don't we add just a little bit of power? Good.
Yeah, oh, we're fine. For now, we're fine.
Yeah, but, you know, we're also crossing right over the baseball field here, too.
Sure, we don't want to hit those lights.
Okay, so on final, we have 30 degrees of flaps here, so why don't we pitch that nose up for about 60 knots, so once again, give it just a little bit of trim.
I did not look at the speed right there, my bad.
It's okay, so trim up just a little bit more, there we go. That's good.
Good job. What?
Schaumburg traffic, Cessna 5399 kilos on final, runway 11, Schaumburg.
Hey Mark, how you doing out there? Staying busy?
And let's bring that power back to idle here. And we'll pitch that nose up, good, and we'll just hold it off, a little bit more back pressure. Airspeed's bleeding off, more. We'll hold it. More. There you go. See, now that we have the back wheels on.
Well, my first touchdown was better.
Oh, we don't want to, well, no.
Yeah.
You know, we have all this runway to slow down in, so we don't need to slam on the brakes real hard, so,
I was trying to save time.
I understand, but...
Next time if I'm trying to do short field landings, full back pressure, and then brakes.
Yeah, we'll work on those and a little bit further down the line here.
I'll just do semi short then. So why did someone mention you on the radio?
I don't know.
Charmer Shark 99 Kilo has the left runway 11 Charmer traffic. Alright, Charmer Shark Skyhawk 539 Kilo is the runway 11 Charmer traffic. Alright.
And so we'll add full back pressure here.
Oh, we don't need.
And we'll keep rolling here. We don't want to let the airplane come to a stop, so keep rolling.
Adrenaline is rushing.
And let's go ahead and go full power here. And so that nose is going to pitch up real fast, right? So we want to make sure we maintain that runway center line with the rudders. Good. So the nose is going to come off the ground here. We're off, so let's push it over. No, not quite that far. We don't want to touch back down again.
Alright, there we go.
Good. Now we'll pitch up for 65 knots. Good. There you go.
On rotate, I do not want to go below 60.
No, you do not.
So, I'll wait.
And yeah, now we can bring up the flaps here. And so now we'll just keep that nose pitched up just a little bit here.
I was just trying to make sure I'm still centered with the runway. Alright, there we are. Alright, we a bit high, nothing to worry about. Pitch for 60. Alright, there we go. 65, that's still okay. I'm crabbing with the wind, so
Okay, so let's add a little bit of left rudder, right aileron. There you go.
there.
Now power back to idle. And we'll go ahead and start to pitch up now. Pitch up with, there you go.
Sailing down at the end of the runway.
And we'll hold it off. Oh, pull it up a little bit, so pull back just, there you go. And now if we bring this nose back, and we brake slowly at first, so then we can brake a little bit harder. As the airplane slows down, we can make this turn off.
Alright.
Alright, let's bring it back in, we'll park it.
Alright. 1 sec. Charmer Shark, Skyhawk 529 Kilo, let's clear the runway. Charmer traffic.
Wherever you are in the world, share your aviation. Share Aviation, a network for pilots by pilots.